PocaTV. Wenzzzday Ting.
Hello,
Hi, DJ. How are you
how you doing?
today?
I'm not so bad, thanks. How are you?
Well, it's the day that, if I wasn't wearing makeup, people would be asking me if I was very ill or almost dead or very tired at the least. But,
Oh, right, okay. Just as well
it's
you're
all,
wearing it.
thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to be whatever I can be. And it's always uplifting to do the Wednesday thing. So forget about exhaustion and let's give this a go, shall we?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So, the topics today, both you and I have a different topic today. I will be going into the sordid story of that famous tree in the UK that was vandalized, and you, my dear friend DJ Conscious, will be talking about the live reggae scene in Europe that is, quite frankly, under threat. So that's the two topics we'll be talking about today. As I was saying, I'm rather pooped, so I had no time to make any URL for people to join the studio or a QR code. It's you and me today, and hopefully the lovely people watching us live and who will be commenting on what it is that we have to say. Anything you would like to say to our lovely viewers, DJ?
Hope you find it fulfilling and enjoyable, and that it's so enjoyable that that you can't wait to come back for next week.
That's a good one. I wish I could come up with these things. You
Oh,
just
good grief.
you just say them like that. Yeah. So let's head straight into the thing. My topic, that famous tree in the UK. This is that tree. It is a tree that was 300 years old, and it kind of self-seeded in the north of England 300 years ago. And this is the tree as we all know it. It was voted the best tree in the United Kingdom in the year 2016, and it's been a place where people go to take pictures and to just enjoy the beauty of the tree. I mean, look at the tree.
And well, look at the view. You said it's in the north of England. Do you know where in the north of England?
Exactly, I can tell you even where it is. I can show you on the map.
Oh,
It
wow.
is in
Oh, right.
Northumberland.
It's up north,
And
Hadrian's Wall. Yeah, okay.
Hadrian's Wall. Let me tell people who might not know. Hadrian's Wall was the Romans started building that wall in the year 122, and it actually crosses England right there in the north, as you can see. If you look at the inset where you see the red arrow pointing, you see a red line there. That is Hadrian's Wall. It's a dry stone wall, and the Romans used it to fend off their enemies, either coming from the north or coming from the south. They would move to the other side of the wall
Yeah,
and use it as a shield. And
yeah.
as you know, the lovely countryside of England is very hilly and wavy. And that wall actually waved with it, which is why you see the dip in the wall where the tree
Yeah.
used to be.
Mm.
I keep saying used to be because I will get into that, how it looks now. But first, um, let me just show the lovely people, because a picture is only a picture. Let me show a video of how lovely that tree used to be in the English countryside.
Okay, so my first point there is it's all alone. Where's all the other trees? There must have been other trees there at some point.
That's the wonder of it. That's the wonder of this tree. It came flying from somewhere and it self-seeded and it put itself right there in the middle of
Yeah,
that curve.
it was
It's actually a miracle tree.
it was a bird. A bird dropped the seed all those hundreds of years ago, and that's
Yeah,
what we have now.
exactly. Isn't it
Yeah,
wonderful though? Beautiful
yeah, man. I
tree.
love sycamore trees. Are very popular in the UK.
They
Lots
are,
of
and they're
sycamore
very
trees.
yes. And this one was a particularly fine specimen. In fact, it
Yeah,
was so fine that it was not only, like I was saying, the scene for many people to go take pictures on their honeymoon or whatever it is that people do to take pictures. It was so beautiful that it caught the attention of the makers of the film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
right.
Did you ever see that film?
No, I remember seeing the early Errol Flynn Robin Hoods.
Ah, no, no, no. This was the one with Kevin Costner and Morgan
No,
Freeman.
no, I
But the
never
fact
saw
that
that.
no, neither did I, because well, because of Kevin Costner. I really, really, really dislike Kevin Costner as a person and as an actor. But he played in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I believe it was 1991. I do
Yeah,
have a snippet of that. Let's have a look at how Robin Hood is there
thing.
among next to the tree.
Why must you walk him back with me?
In your country, am I not the infidel?
Wow.
It seems safer to appear as your slave rather than your equal.
You know, for an infidel, you have uncommon clarity of thinking. Yet you tell me nothing of yourself. For instance, your name. Azim, what does it mean?
It means great one.
Great one, really? Did you give yourself this name? It's a joke. Azim, the Great One! I am home! Woo! Woo!
Okay.
So, world famous tree. That's the least we can say. Yeah.
Mhm.
Before I show you how it looks now, let me have a quick look at the comments. There we have Jaap Waverijn saying thank you, maybe for being here. Thank you for watching, Jaap. And I notice you're watching on YouTube today and not on LinkedIn as you usually do. Welcome to the program, and let us
Oh
hear
yeah.
your thoughts on the contents of the program. And our good friend Donna Mattis is with us. Hello
I
to
don't
us
know.
both. She says, "Hi, Donna. I wonder if you ever knew about this lovely tree in the UK. I showed you where it was, and I will now show you what it looks like now. I want everybody to brace themselves because it's really a sorry sight. This is what the tree looks now.
Yikes.
And this happened in the night of last Wednesday going on
So
Thursday.
hold on. Has it been uprooted? No, it
It has
hasn't.
been
Has it?
cut down by
Yeah.
vandalists.
Good
And
grief.
what happened is on Thursday, the police apprehended a 16-year-old boy, DJ,
Yeah.
who cut down this tree. We don't know yet why he did it. We don't know how he did it. We must remember that this tree is in the middle of one of the huge national parks in the UK. So imagine this, you can tell by the way the tree is cut down that he took a chainsaw to the poor tree. So that means in the middle of night, there you go with your big bag in which you have a chainsaw, and you go all through that park, and you cannot reach there by car. You need to go. Let me show you again the map, because on the map we can see where the car park is. You see the car park on the left, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So all that distance you have to walk with your chainsaw. And then in the middle of the night, you decide, you know what, I'm cutting down the tree because I don't like the tree for whatever reason. For whatever reason. So this 16-year-old boy was apprehended by the police. And guess what? He's out on bail.
Well.
Your reaction, please.
Well, the
to
fact
what
that he's out on bail, he's probably not a threat to other people, but he's still a threat to society. You know, when you know, if he can do something like that, it's appalling. I mean, we all want to know why he did it. What's his motive? And we don't
We
know.
don't care why he did it. He did it.
No,
That's a
yeah, I know.
300-year tree.
He
And
must
it
have
fell
screws
on a
loose.
and it fell on a 2,000-year wall.
He's got something wrong with him. I can't understand why.
So I
Was he
wonder
even?
why. I wonder why he's out on bail. I haven't been
Well,
able to find any.
that's the English judicial system, isn't it?
How is that?
I mean, well, I mean, you know,
Whatever happened to juvie hall or whatever it is they call it?
what?
In the United States, they call it juvenile hall. It's where you put minor delinquents. You put them behind bars.
But they have to be officially prosecuted for that. They have that in the UK. It's called Borstal, which is a prison for under 16s or
Underage.
something like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does it take to put somebody behind bars? I
Well,
mean, they got proof. The tree is down.
There has to be a proper trial and sentencing. So, in court, because the judge has to lay down the sentence. So this is fresh news. When did you say this happened? Just over a week ago.
Yeah. On Thursday, they let him out on bail.
Yeah, and then he'll have to reappear for the trial.
Okay, so that's what bail means. They sent him home to mom and dad, and there's still going to be a trial, right?
Yeah. That's what bail always means that. Even in
Okay.
America, yeah, that's what that
Good.
means. You have to put a bond down of a certain amount of money. That's the incentive that they don't reoffend or disappear, because otherwise they lose. Whoever put the surety down for the bail will lose that money.
If this was your son, would you bail him out, or would you just tell him, you know what, spend a couple of days in jail?
Well, if it was my son, I'd want to know why he did it, definitely. But whatever explanation he might come out with, what possible explanation can justify it? Can't think.
None.
Exactly. So then I would think, why did he do it? What's wrong? Has he got some screws loose up there? And does he need some help? I seriously would, because why would anyone want to do that? Did he then post a picture, and did he do it because he wanted to be popular and go viral on social media? Did he post it on social media?
Not that I heard of, not that I read. I need to tell you, though, that on Friday, a second person was apprehended, this being a 60-year-old man.
Right.
That's all I know. 60-year-old man is also caught by the police.
The plot thickens. We need to watch that space and see what happens, because there's going to be a trial on this. Now there's definitely someone else involved as well. This would be a fascinating thing to be a fly on the wall for, to watch that.
Exactly.
But I mean the poor tree, 300 years old.
300-year-old tree.
It's not, but it's not actually dead, is it? It's still the trunk is still there, isn't it?
There is hope, because let me show you again how the trunk looks.
Yeah.
The trunk shows is what experts have been saying, that this is a very, very, very healthy tree. And the stump is on the left picture. You can see the stump in the foreground.
Yeah.
You see the tree lying out. You can see the stump.
Yeah.
What experts are saying is that the stump might coppice itself, meaning that it will start sprouting and growing again.
Yeah.
The bad thing about it is it will not be the same tree. It will not be that beautiful. Let me put it up again. That
it's going to take another 300 years. It will take another 300 years to grow back anywhere close to that.
And it will not take on this shape, because as you see, this tree is very nice and round and all together. But when this thing starts sprouting again, if it does, because remember, winter's coming, so it could well be the stump still dies. The thing is not going to start growing now. It will start, if it does, it starts growing in April-ish. So we just need to hope that the stump makes it till then. But whatever comes out of the stump will be, a sprig here, a sprig there. It will not be this perfect tree again.
No, it won't.
Ever.
It will never be the same
and like you
again.
say, it will take another 200 years for it to grow this tall, the way it used to be. So I don't know what to say yet again.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to find why would someone do that?
But you know what, DJ? There are times when I don't even care why he did it. He did it. You know, I don't care. Maybe he's lonely. Maybe his mom didn't let him go out that weekend. Maybe I don't care. He cut down the tree. That's what I care
Mm.
about.
So what do you think should happen to him? He should just throw away the key, and that's it. Put him in
I'm
jail,
not
and that's
saying
it.
throw away the key, but let's not go coddle this 16-year-old saying, well, he's only 16 and what little did he know? He knew enough to carry that whatchamacallit, that chainsaw all through the
Chainsaw.
park to cut down that
Yeah,
tree.
yeah. He
And
knew. He obviously.
you're not an idiot when you're 16, are you? At
Well,
least you
he
didn't
knew.
used to be.
He knew what he was doing, but a question. One of the questions someone's bound to ask: did he know what he was doing was wrong? I know it sounds
Well,
pathetic, but
no, I actually agree with that question because that's where I
mm,
want to go with this. Because
ah,
do young people actually still learn what is right and wrong?
ah. Well, that comes down to parenting a lot and schooling as well.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm going to
you know,
go
you
with
have
parenting first. School is not there to raise your child. School is there to educate your child. Who
no,
does
but
the raising of children these days?
peer pressure from other students can influence how you think and how you behave as well.
DJ, when you and I were 16, we had a lot of peer pressure going on as well. Did we go around killing bunnies, cutting down other people trees that were not ours? Did we go in the middle of the night wielding a chainsaw to destroy a 300-year-old tree? Did
No,
we? Would that
not the
even
same,
enter our
but
minds?
but it would have entered people's minds at school I went to. That's for sure. We
Yeah.
had different upbringings and schooling, you and
Mm.
I. So, but trust me,
But then even if it crossed people's minds,
mm,
there's always that line that you do not cross if you
yeah.
have any upbringing at all, right?
I'm surprised. Why haven't I seen this news story? Where did you find it? I check the
It's all
BBC
over the
site
place.
every day. I never saw it. I
BBC,
never saw it.
CNN, Independent, everybody has it.
I never saw it.
Just Google sycamore
Oh no,
gap,
no.
and you'll find it.
Yeah, I just can't believe it got past me, and I missed it. I
Mm,
don't remember that at all. This is when you mentioned it the other day that this was going to be your topic. It was a whole
mhm.
brand new news item for me.
Well, I'm glad
Never
I
knew
can
that.
still surprise you.
Yeah. Back from my home country, so to speak. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um. Yeah.
Ah,
But
our good friend Donna says she's sad and
oh
trees are visual timepieces.
oh,
Wonderful way of
visual,
saying
so
that.
much
So much
history.
history.
I'm
I'm
thinking,
thinking,
what
what
can
if
imagine?
anyone did that to a baobab tree? For me, as a student of history, trees are a view to the past. If trees could only talk. Yeah,
Yeah, man,
Donna. If
go and watch. Was it Lord of the Rings where the tree talked? I can't. I
mm,
think it was in one of
every
them.
tree
Yeah,
talks, DJ. Every single tree talks because trees are around a lot longer than you or I ever could be.
yeah.
And so they stand there and witness. Remember, they don't move anywhere. They don't go to the bar for a drink. They don't go dancing at the disco. They just stand
Mm.
there observing. So trees know a lot of history.
It
Yes.
is. You're right. It is quite a vibe. If you've ever gone into a park or somewhere or sat under a tree and just looked up
Hmm.
and you just gaze and your mind just wanders and you do get the feeling that it is definitely, we know it's alive because it's not dead, but and it's sprouting leaves, for example,
Hmm.
but you do get the feeling that it's actually listening to your thoughts
It
and
does.
communicating back.
And then it sends messages to to other trees because did you know that trees talk to each other underground? Did you
Yes,
know that? Trees are fascinating.
that's the root system. It's a whole
Hmm.
network of roots. It's an underground root system. I did know that. It's
Hmm.
fascinating. It's really fascinating.
Hmm.
um of course we
When
don't know what it is
what
that
they
they're
say.
actually. Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. And that's probably just maybe just as well because they don't want us to know.
And
It's not our right to know. Mm.
then trees go clean up our mess, that humans make in the air, and they clean up the mess, the carbon that we put in the air,
Yeah,
and they give us oxygen,
well, we'd
without
all
which
die
we'd be dead.
if it wasn't for trees. That's why, deforestation is such a dreadful thing.
Yeah. When I was traveling for work earlier this year, I was in Curacao, where that was actually a storm that killed the tree, and yet the tree goes on. That was an 800-year-old tree. That
Thing.
tree saw the coming of the colonizers. It saw everything that slavery did. It hid slaves. It saw every single thing. It got felled by a storm, but it's coming back up. I was there. It was a cotton tree, so you know that the part of the root is over above ground. Huge.
Yes.
I wish I had prepared a picture
Yeah,
of that.
we have cotton trees here in Jamaica.
That's why I know you know. So
Yeah.
so imagine 800 years of life, and this poor old tree. Let me put up a last picture of it just to say goodbye to it. Beautiful, beautiful 300-year-old sycamore tree there at Hadrian's Wall.
Wasn't it Nanny Falls, where there was lots of cotton trees? I remember walking when we were going on the trek.
Anytime you go up a country, you're gonna see cotton trees in Jamaica. Anytime,
Right,
yeah,
right.
and in most tropical countries.
So what's this? This is your work of art, is it?
No. I just thieved it from the internet. I thought it was pretty, and I wanted to end a little bit hopeful, because we discussed the fact that this tree will probably sprout again, if only it can survive this upcoming winter. And the people at the national park and all the tree experts are saying, you know what, it's horrible what happened, and people are actually in shock in England about this. There's radio programs all about the tree, people calling in saying how they knew the tree, and that they spent their wedding day there and they took pictures and all of that. So England is in mourning about the tree. So what these people are saying, let's take this horrific moment in history and nurture the tree stump, hope it comes back to life, and then spread more. Just plant more trees, but not too near to this one, because look at the setting. If it comes back, let it be like it is, all by itself, and plant some more trees in the background. Would that be a good idea, DJ?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the National Trust, the National Trust must be in mourning, definitely.
The whole England,
because it's their job. It's their job. The National Trust. It's their job to protect all natural species in the UK. That's what it's for.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, what are they supposed to do? Put a big fence around it? People would still get through the fence anyway. I mean, and the fence would uglify it, because I'm Kew Gardens. You've heard of Kew Gardens, the botanical gardens in West London. That has the oldest tree in the world. Well, I don't know about the world, but it's older than the 300. And it's got a particular tree, but they had to put a fence around it.
Yes, I know that. Yes, it's not in London. No, it's somewhere in the Cotswolds.
Kew Gardens.
You got. Never mind. We're gonna move on to the next subject, DJ.
All right. Okay, but it's. I don't think it's dead. These trees are amazingly resilient, and
it is exactly. The trouble is we're heading towards winter now, and it's a bit late to trim the tree. A bit late.
Yeah, but come on, it's used to the English climate and countryside. It's used to cold, horrible rain and stuff like that. But it thrives on it.
Well, let's hope for the best and expect the worst. And if any news comes up, we will, of course, update our lovely viewers on that.
Okay.
Time for your topic, DJ. I think did I show you 2 or 3 videos on the tree? I don't remember. Anyway, topic done.
We had the Robin Hood, and we just
and
had
how it used to look. Okay,
yeah.
let's end with how the countryside looks now with the tree felled. And then stop this topic. Okay, yeah.
Oh. Sad.
You see how it could have even mushed up that 2,000-year-old wall?
I know, and I remember I had in the place I lived in London, in Shepherd's Bush, I had a sycamore tree in my front garden,
Yeah.
but I had to kill that because
Mhm.
the roots had gone through the ground and they were causing cracks, and the tree was leaning towards the building and it was going to cause damage to the structure of the building. So we all the flat owners took the unenviable decision to say we need to deal with it, and we ended up poisoning it, which is the way you. But that was in an urban area.
And
It's
that's
still
a whole
not a
different
nice thing to
story.
do.
And it's not
it was,
it probably wasn't a 300-year-old tree.
no, but it was big still. It was as big as the building itself, and that was
I
4
remember it,
stories. So
yes.
it was
Yeah.
around at least 100 to maybe years old. Anyway, so
Your topic.
right, okay. My topic stems from a press release that was released prematurely because it wasn't finished, and the Jamaica Observer, which is one of the 2 main newspapers in Jamaica, decided to run a story on it, and it's about the state of reggae festivals in Europe, of which there are listed 8 main festivals. Sadly, none of which are in the UK, which is, I find, unbelievable. But anyway, and the story concentrated on the fact that attendance numbers are down, and artists, particularly from Jamaica, are charging too much money for the festivals to be able to book them. It's outside their budgets, basically. Then what happened was Uppsala, which is
leave that till the end. Remember, let's first talk about reggae in Europe, because as we all know, reggae in Europe is larger than reggae anywhere else in the world, right? There's no Jamaican hardly left interested in real reggae, but in Europe it was quite a big thing. So this is just a couple of pictures showing you what the European reggae scene looks like. This is one of the major festivals in Belgium, and here is another one in the Netherlands. This is a huge festival in Amsterdam here in the Netherlands, and you can tell by the dates when I was there, because I was. And here's the biggest one, probably is the one in Spain called Rototom Sunsplash. So as long as you and I have been in Jamaica, it's always been that we know more about roots reggae than most Jamaicans do. We love it more, all of that. And now
no, let's not just limit it to saying roots reggae. Let's just limit it. Let's just say reggae, because it's not just about roots reggae. Beres Hammond, for example, I wouldn't say he's roots reggae, but he's a big artist, and he will probably play European festivals and be one of the headliners. But I hear what you say, but I think it's important because reggae is an umbrella term which includes roots reggae. And some people would say it includes rocksteady, kind of, but rocksteady was around before it became known as reggae. But anyway, I think I think the focus needs to be on the fact that the reggae legends are getting older, if not dying, and it will get to a point where these legends won't be available to be booked anyway in the future. So I think the big problem is where is the new reggae coming from for the next generations, and without that, it's and if that doesn't happen coming from Jamaica, then it's almost like reggae and Jamaica are almost like divorced. They're separated.
Well, they are.
Yeah, no, it's really sad.
Let's have a look at one of the big stars, Burning Spear, Winston Rodney, who is I think he's 80 or even older than that now, and he's been on a huge 2-year tour these past 2 years. This was Burning Spear last year at the same reggae lake in Amsterdam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
big up
I'm
Spear.
just, I'm just trying to imagine, you know, the young people in Jamaica jumping up to that or getting into that. They're not going to. They won't embrace that at all, and that is one of the problems because of the society. This is why there's one of the reasons there's hardly any new reggae coming out of Jamaica because the young people are not interested in it. They're interested in jump up music and they're interested in someone shouting on the mic and then hearing about 10 seconds of a tune and then someone pulling it up and then playing the next tune. It's just a completely different vibe to what it used to be. Afro beats, you know, is bigger than reggae in Jamaica, and it's probably as big as dancehall now. It's huge. It's
Yeah.
absolutely huge. And oh, by the way, Afrobeats is also known as trap music here. But there's many other aspects to consider. You look at the visa situation, and here's a classic one. Many Jamaican artists struggle to get visas to play
I think
in
that's the
certain.
main issue, to be honest.
Well,
Because
Burning Spear doesn't have visa
no,
problems.
but Burning Spear has an American passport, so he can travel wherever the hell he wants to travel to. That's the
No, but
problem.
Bounty. Look, here's one. Bounty Killer was granted a UK visa, but Sizzler
And
not.
mhm.
Now, come on. I mean, you know,
There's all kinds of exactly. There's all kinds of mechanisms in place here, and it kind of gives me an itch because all of a sudden we're talking about the price that you know the fare that artists are asking for. I wonder if any festival has ever complained about. Let me come up with a good example. What would be a nice little rock and roll band? Not too huge, not too famous. Come up with something. Can you come up with an example?
an ordinary rock and roll band. I don't
Yeah, just
know.
a little
Talk,
like talk in
talk.
excess
Yeah, something like that.
whatever.
Talk.
Yeah, because no, let's George Michael when he was still alive. Did any festival ever say, you know what, George Michael, you're just too expensive for us. We're not going to book you. I don't think that ever happened.
No, and one of the reasons for that is that George Michael could sell out stadiums and big venues, and the promoters could know that the punters will pay ridiculous ticket prices.
Yeah.
So the promoters would still make money.
Yeah. Burning Spear sold out the entire park.
Yeah.
They came for Burning Spear. I mean, you're seeing Busy Signal here, but they all came for Burning Spear. So he sold out the entire park.
Yeah, but in 2 years' time, will Burning Spear even be, you know, strong enough to do something like that again? And this is my point.
The point, I think, is we keep seeing the same faces, and that is because of the visa situation. We keep seeing Marsha Griffiths and Burning Spear and come up Max Romeo. Is he still around?
Yeah.
We keep seeing the same faces because the rest of them are not getting visa. That's the problem. And if I see Burning Spear twice a year, I mean that's great, but I don't need to go to a third festival to see him again.
Yeah, I think what was it? I think a few years ago, Beres
Beres
Hammond
was all over the place. Yeah. Barrington Levi for years and on end.
Beres and his backing band. He has his own backing band, I think. They flew to England to do a few. I think it was Brixton. They were supposed to be doing, and when they got to customs in England at Heathrow or Gatwick, whichever airport it was, I think it was the drummer was refused entry. And this is when they were already in England. They'd already touched down. And Beres said, if you don't let him through, then we're going to cancel the whole thing. And that's what happened. They all went back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Just because the drummer wasn't allowed entry.
Exactly. And this happens all the time. So first you got your visa thing, then you got the entry thing, Then you got the story about whether or not they asked too much money.
Yeah.
It kind of feels to me as if we're not putting in the same effort as we do for other kinds of music. I'm putting it politically correct.
I know what you're. I know where you're going with this. I know you're. And it's true. It's true. Not. I mean, you can take radio. Do these artists get the airplay?
Are they treated the same way as rock music or heavy metal or
No, they're not.
bloody Taylor Swift? I mean,
No,
why?
no,
Why? Hmm?
There are artists, Jamaican artists, that will get more airplay than someone like Burning Spear. Okay, Burning Spear doesn't really do too much new music now, so fair enough. But other artists, Chronics, for example, but you'll get an artist that's just spurted singing profanity all the time, and they will get more airplay on the radio than a reggae artist, a roots artist that's talking about peace and love and Rasta.
So who is killing reggae? Who is killing reggae? I want to know.
I think a lot of it is I think a lot of it is in Jamaica itself. I think it's by virtue of the Jamaican people not embracing reggae anymore, because they're embracing Afrobeats and dancehall more. There was an interesting chat that I saw online, which came out which happened as a result of this press release. And one person said, and I quote, reggae is not dead. This is a Jamaican. It's just that the so-called artists over many years now have been mainly too dunce and illiterate and cannot even write a sentence, and idiot producers of the same. I'm quoting this verbatim. Jamaican music from the early days had set such a high standard with great singers and musicians is important now, that these fly-by-night fools can no way follow. You just need to look at today's lyrical content, and we've touched on this in various Wenzzzday things in the past. Who wants to listen to songs about gangsters and shooting, killing and looking underneath women? Well, clearly a lot of people do. The music buying public had been seeing the decline in standards for a long time, and has rightfully called a halt to spending their money on junk and throw music with no shelf life. And that's another interesting thing. The music doesn't have longevity anymore. Reggae now needs quality songwriters and musicians who have knowledge of the history of the music and who also understand about the other genres of the music, of the Jamaican music. Now, I thought that was quite well put.
It is, and I think I agree with it line by line. But then, even if that happens, which we all pray, I mean, we've been praying for 30 odd years that it will happen, exactly what this person said. What if Jamaica were to pick up itself and go back to making proper music, including the musicians, because that really is instrumental in this whole thing.
Yeah,
nowadays,
instrumental. That's one. Yeah.
Because nowadays everything comes from a computer. It does not sound the same. It does not sound the same.
Yeah.
But then, even if that were to happen, Jamaica were to pick up itself and start making proper music again, we still have the other problems. We still have the problem of the visa. We still have the problem of the paying, because if the band comes, a reggae band is large because we got percussion, we got background singers, we got the bassist, the drummer, the guitarist, and somebody doing the tambourine. So that's at least 10 people traveling with a singer.
Well,
keyboard, guitar.
That's why when most artists travel abroad, they use session musicians from the country they've traveled to. They don't bring their own.
It is not the same. I mean, I know.
No, I know. I agree.
No.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I do want to big up a couple of European reggae bands, because they actually do a good job. But you can never, ever compare it to a Sly and Robbie, or to a Twinkle, or to a this or that, because there is something innate in Jamaicans that nobody can copy. You can try counting what the drummer does, but that's not the same as just drumming it. And that's the vibes that proper reggae, live reggae conveys. It's that it's that drum and bass, right? And if that's good, everything else is fine.
Yeah,
We need to solve this, because it's, you know, you and I have touched on it so often, that actually going back to that kind of music would save the world.
well, yeah, but I wouldn't advocate to copy what's already been done. Put
No,
your
but
own
do it with the same intention and with the
same
same
spirit,
talent, the same
same spirit
spirit.
and
Yeah,
soul.
yeah.
Because the music, you know, it doesn't have soul. There's no
No,
soul in it to me.
Donna says dancehall killed Jamaican music. Yes, it did, Donna. Yes, it did.
Yeah,
And we are
and
very sad and very upset.
and Afrobeats isn't much different either, to be honest.
Afrobeats buried it.
Which isn't even Jamaican music anyway. It started with people like Fela Kuti and before that African. And then what they did was they took the best parts of Jamaican reggae and dancehall and turned it into what is now known as, in the modern times, as Afrobeats and trap.
Yeah.
And that's what
So
happened.
yeah. So if dancehall killed it, then Afrobeats and trap buried it, is what I'm saying. And it all goes back to.
And this is why, you know, I do one of the reasons I've been doing conscious radio for all these years, because it doesn't get the exposure that I think that music deserves, merits.
Definitely.
And this is why I've got I'm doing a session on when is it, Sunday evening at a venue close to me, where I'm going to be playing roots reggae.
I was going to put up, let me see if I can quickly find it, DJ. That would be lovely.
Oh no, I didn't mean that as a plug, because I haven't said
but
where
I
it is
actually
or
planned, to plug it, and then I forgot. Let me see if I can remedy
bless
that.
you.
I wonder how to do that. Hold on. Let me, you keep talking about your reggae. And
but yeah, so I since I've been in Jamaica, I've been pushing roots reggae because that's a passion, and I've played at Kingston Dub Club, and I've played at I've had a residency at Iritz in the Rasta Village in Montego Bay,
right.
and I've done several sessions at Earl Chinner Smith's yard in a yard in Kingston. But on all of those three different places, is the focus has always been on the roots, and the people have been positive and responsive towards it. So what I'm doing tomorrow is, sorry, not tomorrow,
Sunday
evening is I'm just going to be playing roots in a bar restaurant right by the sea, just after sunset for a few hours, just to give people a flavour, you know, a taste of what they've been missing all these years, and hopefully they'll love it and they'll book me again.
I'm trying to find the
flyer.
Sure, the flyer. Yeah. They will, DJ, because I know I've been with you doing doing these sessions that you are talking about now, and I've seen the response. So and I know that every time anybody plays any kind of proper reggae, people love it. So it's just that they've forgotten about it, and somebody needs to tell them.
They need to be reminded, and that's for the people who do remember it when it was new. But for the younger generation who had never heard it before, that's the bigger challenge.
Yeah, because they actually they probably don't give a hoot, to be honest.
They know about Bob Marley and maybe Gregory Isaacs and Dennis Brown, but over and above that, probably, and they just know the names. They know Bob Marley tunes, but they, you know, tell me 3 Dennis Brown tunes, the names. They wouldn't be able to do it.
They wouldn't even know probably who Dennis Brown is, to be honest.
Yeah, well, they should.
Yeah.
I
finally got the thing. I'm uploading it, DJ, just so people know. Yeah, I thought it would be a quicker thing, but then I had to go find it. Hopefully,
never mind. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the reason I touched on that is because I'm one of a very small handful of people in Jamaica trying to keep this style of music alive.
There you go. It's at Smokies by the Sea, which is in Montego Bay on Sunday. You will be dropping tunes from 7 to 9 p.m. Strictly vinyl.
Yeah.
Did you say that? Strictly vinyl?
Absolutely. And the venue itself, because they They don't do vinyl. I have to carry my own turntables. They don't have the equipment
Yeah.
needed for
That's
vinyl.
lovely.
And yeah.
So people can go out for drinks and dinner and catch the sunset vibes, and then you'll be
Yeah,
dropping
man,
those
and
tunes.
they're specialists in seafood and
Yeah.
fish. So I'm going to
I
be,
wish I could be there, DJ.
Yeah, man.
I wish I could
Well,
be there.
you
It
know,
soon come.
hopefully, if it
Maybe
becomes,
by the time I'm back. Yeah. Maybe by
if
the
it
time.
becomes a regular thing, fingers crossed, then you will be
Yeah.
at some point.
That's exactly right. Rosalind has joined us. Hi there, Rosalind. She says, "I wish I could be at the beach." Yes, we all
Which
do.
country? Which country are you in, Rosalind? Which country?
She's in England. She's in England.
Oh, she's in England, my home country.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here comes Donna with another comment. But was the
Here we go.
music colonized to cleanse it out of the resistance to consciousness? Yes, it was. Was the direction it took carefully and deliberately crafted? Yes, it was. How much blame can be attributed to the dancehall artist? Half of it. Half of it.
No, you can't blame the dancehall artists. It's the people that allow the dancehall artists to perform. I don't think you can blame the dancehall acts themselves.
True.
So
True.
it's the promoters.
It's once again, it's a whole conspiracy, Donna. It's all about the consciousness being driven away from the mainstream and in any shape or form that people see fit. And that's why we have to give thanks to DJ Conscious that he at least does all he possibly and humanly can to uphold that wonderful music that brought bloody tourism to Jamaica in the first place. I mean, I'm not saying tourism is the answer.
But not only that, but
far from that. But if it hadn't been for reggae music, you would never see white people in Jamaica. So you tell your minister, Mr. what's his name, Bartlett, the tourism minister. You tell him to go solve this thing, Donna.
If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't have these reggae festivals in Europe in the first place. They wouldn't exist.
Right. And so this is something that the world needs to sit up and take notice, because wherever I have traveled in the entire world, and I've been around the world a couple of times, reggae is there. People love reggae. It's the heartbeat music. It's the real thing. It's what uplifts you. It's what keeps you sane. And I'm not overdoing this. This is true.
But I think reggae is very, it's unique in the sense that it's a genre. It's not just a genre, another genre, but it's a genre.
It's spiritual.
Spiritual, yes, but it originates from one country originally, which is Jamaica. Mm-hmm. If you take another genre like heavy metal, for example, there is no shortage of new heavy metal talent in all kinds of countries all over the world, because it's not a country specific genre. So that's why heavy metal festivals, is that the right, what do they call it, metal trash or whatever they call it now?
Yeah,
but that's why they don't suffer with the lack of new talent, because there's always new artists, because it's a worldwide, because people
but it's mostly Scandinavian heavy metal. Nobody's talking about that, are they? Speaking of Scandinavia, going back to that press release that we're talking about, the fact that
tenuous link, Uppsala,
Uppsala Festival in Sweden, which, let me explain to people, there's this whole reggae caravan going through Europe every summer, and it starts in Sweden. And then it comes to the Netherlands and to Belgium and to Germany and to France and to Spain and to Italy. That's what we call the reggae season here in Europe. It starts with Uppsala in Sweden. They send out a presser, DJ. Give us a short recap on what the presser said.
Uppsala basically said that the press release didn't represent the views of the 8 festivals that the press release inferred. It represented the views of one in particular, which was Reggae Hail, which is the longest running one, I believe, also in Europe. But they also did make the point, they did acknowledge that sometimes even Uppsala will decline to book a Jamaican artist on the grounds that the fee that they're commanding is they just don't have the budget for it. It's not in their budget. So they do acknowledge the fact that it is an issue and it is a problem. But I'm looking at this this is the first time I've seen the flyer. I've seen the statement.
Yeah, this was
And
this past
yeah,
summer. They got
I can see that was this year. Now I'm going through the artists. Inner Circle. Okay, they're Jamaican, but they reside in America. Alba Rosie, he's Italian. Kabaka Pyramid, he's Jamaican. Yemi Alard, never heard of him, her. Johnny Osborne, he's probably the biggest name on that flyer. He goes back to Studio One times. Now, after Johnny Osborne, Lila Ike, Dwayne Stevenson.
Lila Ike. Yes, I think she's African. I'm not some African country. I'm not sure. Dwayne Stevenson is Jamaican.
But the others, who are they? I've never heard of them.
No, but those, because those are other reggae artists.
Silly Walks. No, but are they Jamaican? They're not, are they?
No, but the thing is, every festival, you know, you cannot bring 30 Jamaican acts to Europe because there are not 30 Jamaican acts. So what they do is the highlights are the ones that come from Jamaica, and that's the way it goes. But I mean, let me see, 1, 2, 3. I'm seeing four names that I'm sure are Jamaican.
Right.
That's pretty much, to be honest.
But look, in a circle, they're not getting any younger. Johnny Osborne isn't getting any younger. Alba Rosie's okay. He's probably our generation, and Kabaka Pyramid as well. But where are the other Kabaka pyramids? You know.
Yeah.
From Jamaica.
Where is Chronix? Where is what's the guy's name?
Protégé.
Protégé. Yeah. Protégé actually tours Europe a lot, but not in festivals. I see him advertised in smaller venues quite often.
Now I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
And likewise for Chronic, because when I went to Hale, I went once. I'm sure Chronix was on the bill. He was, and I remember him being really, really lively and thinking, I think it was Gail. I saw him.
It must have been. Yeah. I
remember thinking to myself at the time, if he keeps this up, he could be huge worldwide. But I don't think he has kept it up.
And he hasn't come out with new music either.
Exactly. To keep it up, you need new music to keep people interested.
Now that's the last thing we do before we end up for today. Quickly, a remark by Donna, which underlines what we've been saying. Reggae put Jamaica upon top. That's what Tony Rebel used to say and still says. Reggae is what put Jamaica on the world map. COVID happened. Because, to be honest, all the pictures I showed you of those festivals that I frequent, nothing wrong before COVID. Every festival full up. So something happened in the years in between. And maybe it's true that reggae artists found out that they were being underpaid and are asking normal wages. And that's too much for any reggae festival to pay. I don't know. What say you?
Well, I mean, you could also say that because of COVID and lockdowns, festivals didn't happen, and therefore artists that would have normally got a fee for playing at a festival didn't get that fee, and therefore they want to try and make up for it and charge more money. It's an angle.
And maybe they stopped making music because everybody was stressed out. I don't know.
Yeah, and and when you think about lockdowns, one of the implications of lockdowns is people are indoors, they're inside, rather as opposed to outside. They're inside, they're spending more time on their computers or on their televisions, but they're spending more time figuring out, I can make music. I've got more time on my hands now because I'm not allowed to go out at night. I have to. This is what in Jamaica their curfews were at 7 o'clock at night. You couldn't go out for over a year. It was ridiculous.
For 2 years, yeah.
Something like it was crazy. So and any of the dances that did happen, they were illegal. People.
So where does this leave us? What's going to happen to live reggae? Because to be honest, that's the one thing that's interesting in Europe.
It's an endangered species. And that's a real worry. It's an endangered species, reggae. Reggae, and I'm using the word reggae as distinct from dancehall and all the other subgenres, whatever you want to call it. I mean, reggae is endangered.
It's very endangered, And then if it dies, I don't know. I think I will die. I
Well,
don't
no, this is
know.
one of the but if, for anyone who listens to my shows or catches me in a session, the majority of the tunes I play are old, are from the
Mhm.
70s and the 80s, sometimes 60s. I'll slip in the occasional recent tune if I think it's good enough, but for me, there isn't really that much quality coming through
Mm-mm.
for me, and
So how long can you go on with the
I'm not going to put a time. I can't put a time scale on it,
no, don't,
but
because it would probably depress me very
no,
much.
no, 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 no. Yeah, exactly. That would be a nail in the coffin kind of thing,
Yeah,
and we'll be measuring against it.
yeah,
No, I'm not going to
yeah,
do that. But I just think something there just needs to be more awareness. I think society in Jamaica is a big problem when it
yeah.
comes to music, definitely. And we've had this conversation before. What comes first, the music, or does society react to the music? I think it's a bit of both.
I think so too. I think so
I think
too.
it's a mix.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it's just everything's about dollars, dollar signs,
Mm-hmm.
as in money, 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 money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
More so
Mm-hmm.
than it was when you had the foundation reggae of the 70s, because for when Channel One
Then it was
studio
about the message. In those years.
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
and people were still poor then.
Mm-hmm.
People have always there's always been a poverty problem in Jamaica. It's no different. It may have
Mm-mm.
got worse. I don't know, but there were people were still poor, but at least they had smiles on their faces, and at
They,
least
they,
they
they,
had
they didn't they didn't know the outside world the way they do now. It's the bloody globalization again and the
well, that's true.
capitalism and all
The
of that.
internet
Yeah.
the internet has a lot to answer to. I'm not knocking it. I
Mm-hmm.
think the internet is an incredible invention. It's remarkable, but it's
It
changed
is
the way we see things. It's opened up doors for us to see things
to
and
to be nasty people. That's what
not
it's
to be,
done.
but to also knowledge as well.
True, 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 true.
It's incredible. Without the internet, I wouldn't know half the things I know about at the moment.
That is true. But
So
you know how to direct your attention on the internet, and most people don't. They just
exactly.
consume.
But
Hmm.
then the flip side of that is the knowledge that is fake knowledge and is misinformation, and the internet has result. We're going off topic. I'm going off topic
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
but
you are. We're gonna end the show actually, but we
yeah.
we we we, we agree that it's a sad state of affairs,
Mm.
both on the tree that was felled and the fact that we now even getting proof in Europe that reggae is on the decline, whereas Europe was the place on earth that was actually keeping it alive. But if Europe is going to
So
desist
this
on
is
that,
why you need to check me on Conscious Radio when I'm doing sessions, because the more people that get
the
exposed to that,
merrier.
yeah, man. And no, but the brighter the future could be.
Yeah,
It only takes one or two talented artists to hear what is possible, to
and
hear
then
some of the
it
tunes.
could take off again, right? And
It
and
just
and
takes one or two.
radio stations to start playing it again. Yes,
Yeah,
because they don't.
not
They
anymore.
don't. They play gospel, they play Afro beats, they play
Yeah,
oh,
lovers rock,
American R&B shit, and they're not
and
playing roots reggae
lovers
music. They're
rock. They
not.
play in England. They
Yeah.
play lots of lovers rock, which is
S-
not for me at all,
There's
really.
a lot of work to be done, DJ, and we're doing our part as usual, and
Yeah,
we will continue to do so with totally new topics next week, which will be Wednesday.
reggae cannot die. It mustn't die.
No, like the sycamore tree in England,
Yes,
it needs to
keep it
coppice
alive.
itself,
Yeah,
spring back up, and grow strong again. There you go. We
yeah,
put the two together. A quick look in
absolutely.
the
Yeah,
comments. I got
it's
two
all
comments
about the
going.
roots. The
Ah,
roots.
Rosalind says she loves our show. Thank you,
Oh,
Roz. We
thank you.
love it
We
that you
love you.
watch.
We love you, Rosalind. Thank
We
you.
do. We definitely do. Join us again next week, Roz, on the 11th
Yeah,
of October on the Wenzzzday Ting. Then,
see.
no idea what DJ and I will come up with, but as you
No.
know, we always come up with something, right, DJ?
Yep, yep.
So I'll be tuning
Yeah,
in on Sunday to consciousradio.net, which will
yeah.
be 8 o'clock p.m. my time, which is what time your time? Your show, your radio
1
show.
o'clock Jamaica. 1 o'clock Jamaica.
1 o'clock p.m. consciousradio.net. In the UK, it's 7 p.m. Rosalind, you want to know that? 7 p.m. on Sunday night. Tune into consciousradio.net. After the 3 hours on air, DJ will pack up his stuff and head over to Smokies on the beach in Mobay, where he will be dropping 2 more hours of lovely tunes on his vinyl, and go out there for your drinks and have a good time. And think of me, because I'll be here in the Netherlands being very, very annoyed.
Oh.
Oh gosh, what am I doing here? Hold on, DJ. I'm doing something here that I don't know what I have done. Oh, good. Phew. I pressed a button that I shouldn't have. Wishing you the best of luck on Sunday. Please record some of it. Take pictures. Make me know. Share it with the people.
I'll get someone to do a video on it. Yeah.
Please do, and have loads and loads and loads of fun. And I'll talk to you about it on Wednesday in the Ting.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do a special on what you did on Sunday. Just saying.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah, okay.
See how it goes. All right. Thanks for now, DJ. It was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you, Poca. Bless. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.